Hi everybody, I'm Saki, and welcome to Leave the Review, Take the Cannoli. This isn't a shitty movie review show. We need you to get on Tony's level. First off, have 3 beers before you start. Then remember, every time Tony swears, take a drink. Every time Joe swears, take 2 drinks. Every time Tony rolls his eyes or looks bored, that's a drink. Every time Joe talks over Tony, another drink. Every time Tony talks over Joe, 2 drinks. Every time a dog pops into a shot, that's a drink. Every time you see a giant pussy, 2 drinks. If Tony yells at Joe, you waterfall that bitch and get another. Remember, if you drink wine, you're not classy, you're just drinking a little cheaper. And if you're drinking hard liquor, I kinda sorta hope this kills you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Welcome back to Leave the Review, Take the Cannoli. Continuing on with horror month, I suppose. This is October. We've done. I'm doing the American slasher, not just slasher, but American horror films. I'm Joe Campagna, by the way. This is Tony Renzani.
That's me.
And he's doing the foreign stuff that nobody cares about. And we're going to carry on with the Paranormal Activity movies, a phenomenon of sorts. What did you think about the movies? I know you like them.
They're good. No, the very first Paranormal Activity, actually, I had no desire to see it in theater when it came out. There was absolutely no part of it. I looked at that, I was like, that is the Blair Witch in a house. And, you know...
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah, in the woods. They're like, they have the whole woods to jump through or run through before they're all stupid.
When did the first one come out? Anybody know?
07? Oh, everyone's phone's dead, isn't it? Mine's not.
One's Candy Crushing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Senator Stillfield's Candy Crushing. Hey, if anybody can, if you could please find Senator Stillfield. He needs lives on Candy Crush at all times.
He needs a ticket.
That would be wonderful if you can send him tickets.
Yeah.
The tickets.
You need 3 tickets to get to the next level.
Okay, you need 3 tickets to get to the next level. So seriously, grab my
when
phone.
did the first Paranormal Activity come out?
07.
And then when did the Blair Witch come out?
I worked at the theater, so I was 18, so that's 13 years ago. So 2000, I'm going 99, 2000.
Okay.
The Paranormal Activity came out in 07, correct?
Okay.
Boom! Everybody take a drink.
And then Blair Witch?
Yes.
Wasn't that like 99 or something like that?
What the fuck did I?
I wasn't paying attention to you. I was Candy Crushing, bitch.
Jesus hates you.
No.
Just look up the fucking thing.
Oh.
He doesn't believe in Jesus.
Sorry for this downtime on the video, folks. Please.
This is where we need some music.
Some
elevator music.
Jeopardy theme song.
I'm going as fast as my phone will go, fuck sticks.
Well, let's just for the sake of argument.
I could have shot the Blair Witch Project by now.
I'm searching it.
Apparently
Verizon sucks. I don't know what to tell you.
I saw the Blair Witch when it came out, so let's just say it was 99. And when this... Okay, we're going to start this all over.
I was loving all of this, by the way.
We're
I
starting
was
it all
so
over.
entertained.
Why are you bitching, Joe? Suck it up.
We're going to start it all over.
Joe, why won't you love me? Hold on, I checked.
It came out in 99.
Okay, now we know, but we're still going to start over.
Okay. How about you go in 5, 4, 3? Okay.
Alright. 5, 4.
No, you say 3.
Okay, we're going to start over.
Alright. 5, 4, 3.
Everyone, welcome to Leave the Review, Take the Cannoli. We appreciate you out there being our fans. On our YouTube right now, we're up to 10 subscribers, which is 10 more people than I actually consider myself friends with. Joe, have you subscribed?
No, I have not yet.
Neither have I. Josh?
Yes.
Senator Stubblefield?
Not a chance.
If we do it right, we could be up to 13 subscribers.
It's
So
kind of
please
cheating in a way, though.
shut up. Keep that rolling. I'm fine with cheating. Keep that rolling and get us out there. Make sure you listen to our podcast on iTunes as well, where our green bar was really, really full the other week when we looked. And somebody here actually can explain what that means. I can't. And make sure you like us on Facebook, share us, tell your friends, Tell your family, tell your grandmother. If she doesn't like the show, then quite frankly, she should probably be euthanized. So check us out every chance you get. I'm Tony Ronzani. Here's Joe JC Compagna. He's going to go ahead and talk about Paranormal Activity, and I need a beer.
Well, as we alluded to, we are doing horror this month because of Halloween, of course, it being October. And I've been doing the American movies, and Tony's been doing the foreign films. And
Culture.
retarded. And anyways,
Retarded's a dirty word.
oh, we can't say that word now?
Don't make me censor you.
It's not
Don't
a
make me
safe
censor you.
Anyways, we are going to do paranormal, the activity movies right now. I think there's 4 of them. Paranormal activity movies.
Activities. And the first one came out in 2007. I thought this was an absolutely original idea, except for the fact that haunted house movies have been done 1,000 times over. In fact, I would say, really, if you look at horror movies, they all kind of originated with haunted house movies of some way, shape, form, or other. What I liked about this one is that we now have the special effects that we can get away with a bunch of crap that you were not able to get away with many, many years ago. Now there's little things like the chandelier moving when they're just walking down, and it's the things like that. Okay, yeah, it's fishing line is all they use. Is you put a fishing line on one side and there's somebody going. Kind of reminds us of their sleep porn too, but I mean he's just doing that. I mean yeah, it's simple, it's easy, it's cheap, but it works and it can be very effective because no matter who you are, I believe. Okay, everybody who knows me really well knows that I'm one of the most paranoid people in the world, and I believe there's like always people in my house. I'm convinced that everywhere I go is haunted.
Which is really because nobody likes you.
I know, they're the friends I invent. I still think in my apartment that someone lived there because just things would move and it drove me freaking crazy. And I think that is a scary concept, and where Paranormal Activity takes that is a couple moves into a house and they start videotaping stuff, which is really convenient that the haunting starts then. It turns out, as you find throughout the series, that the young girl was actually very well haunted by a demon named Toby, which you don't have to find out in the first one, but by a demon named Toby in her young existence. And because of this, the demonic presence has actually followed her throughout all this time, is now haunting her and her boyfriend, Mika, who is gets to be in one movie really prevalently, and as it's haunting them, it's the little things that this movie does well. It builds up the terror, and as it's building, the explanation it gives, or in some cases that you can read, is that the more scared you are, the more frightened you are, the more power the demon has. So in this movie particularly, you see them get more frightened. The activities become more and more harsh, more and more I'm sorry, do you want to say something? You want to chime in on my part of the review?
I was just tuning you out.
Oh my god, now you sound like my mother. No, it becomes more... Boom, someone buy me a thesaurus. More, what? Climactic, yeah, that'll work for this case, as it goes until the ending. Which I'm obviously not going to ruin for you. There's actually 3 different endings. If you're expecting one and you see the second,
there's much to ruin.
Okay, because people, we like to review the movies and tell you how they end, so you don't need to see them. Just so you know, the Book of Eli, it's the Bible and he's blind. I saved you 2 hours of your life. Anyway, no, in this one, it all builds to that ultimate moment, and depending on which one you get, one ending is considered canon because it goes into the second. The other endings are kind of a little more but either, actually, I've actually seen all 3, and I liked all 3. They all worked for the genuine storyline. But I like this movie because it builds a sheer terror, and it plays on that concept of the unknown, what you don't know is there, and of course the force is invisible throughout it, just leaving its presence, and that is stuff that I really, really like. Joe, have a different opinion.
Well, I don't think it's a horrible movie. I saw this movie last year, actually. It came out in 2007, we found out. And I gotta be honest with you, Blair Witch really kind of made me afraid of this movie.
Right.
Because I saw it as another Blair Witch.
I think I said that in the beginning, or I said it in our
I think you did,
take.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really remember which one it was.
Yeah, you did, and I agree with you 100%. You know, and I was the hype machine came back out for Paranormal Activity. They show you in the previews the stands and or, you know, the theater, and everybody's scared, and I just didn't buy it. But you know, I started talking to some people last year, and they said, no, it was a really good movie. So I watched it, and it was not that great. It wasn't bad. It was better than Blair Witch, but that's Scooby Doo is better than Blair Witch. So I just
Wait, are you talking Scooby-Doo the cartoon, or are we talking the movies with Sarah Michelle Gellar?
No, the movies.
Well, yeah, of course it's better. They have Buffy.
Right. Anyways,
You walked into that one.
I did. Well, I did.
Didn't think I'd know that she was in it, did you?
I didn't know.
No.
I didn't know that she was in it. So, anyways, you know, I did like the concept a little bit better of the haunting and the little things moving, but it was so boring. The ending is not boring. The ending is not boring. I enjoyed the
15
ending.
to 20 seconds of your life.
I enjoyed the ending, but it took so long to get there. I mean, nothing was scary.
One of the things you really got to realize is that in Joe Compagno's life, every minute is important. And so he cannot be wasting anything, which is why he's such a big fan of action films and hates these things that build the story along as they go.
That's somewhat true.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not that big of a fan of too many action movies, but I like a movie where everything has a point to it in it. You know, even in the beginning, and this was just it was so ungodly boring until the end.
Everything in this movie had a point to it. It all built towards the climactic ending.
Yeah, but it just.
But it didn't do it in a way that I liked.
Right. And this.
Damn it.
And this is my review. You can kick
Your
rocks,
review
asshole.
sucks.
Tell me more about Buffy.
I can tell you all 7 fucking seasons, son. You don't want The Chosen Ones was one of my favorite episodes. So was Bad Girls. Eliza Dushku was in Buffy. Anyway, no, like I said, I really enjoyed this movie. Everything built
But
towards
you know what?
the
And the
climactic
second,
ending.
the third one, and I'm gonna imagine the fourth one was basically the same goddamn thing.
No, because it's continuing the story.
Well, I get it.
First
I get
off,
that.
the first one it's not a twist ending. Like you're not gonna 100% see it coming, but it does kind of go whoa. The second one has an awesome twist ending. I love the second one, because you kind of know it's a prequel, and you're kind of wondering what's going on. And there's a party that's going like, well, wait, I've seen the one that takes place after this, so this is kind of a stupid concept. Until all of a sudden at the end, there's that party that has to go, oh shit.
Right.
And I really like that with the second one.
And that is why I do like this better than like Blair Witch. We both said broken condoms.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is not a broken condom type of movie.
Yeah. And I guess I'll just, before we go rating, I'll bust into the second one real quick.
Right,
The second
go
one
ahead,
takes place with her sister.
Mm-hmm.
They live actually just several houses down. You just see the sister in the first one briefly. She's got
right? Or
it's actually they have a pool party. She's got really big tits. So I think that's important to know.
right. That's probably how
frankly.
they casted her.
Well, that's how I would have casted her.
Absolutely.
There's a couch for a reason. Anyway, no, she's got really big tits, which is relevant to the story. And she and her husband live just a couple houses down. And you actually find out in the second one that this whole curse started happening to them first. And it's a lot of the same hauntings that happen in the first one. Yeah, it's a lot of the same tricks. It's very, very repetitive because only so many chandeliers can swing.
Right.
Only so many doors can slam shut. Actually, one thing I want to bring up as what I thought was a very well done scene in both of them involves...
I'm gonna bet I know this one.
The
Go
kitchen.
ahead. Yes,
Yeah.
the kitchen.
And this, okay, you have to say, for a particular scene, this was done very well in both. And what it is, in the first one, it's, and here's what I love about this movie. This scene sums up what I love about, in the very first one, she's in the kitchen, and she starts to look around, and it's got that thing where I love its silence. And if you actually think to yourself, if you watch a lot of movies, music's always playing, especially movies nowadays. There's no silence. In movies nowadays, there's always just little background ambient crap. In life, it's not like that. Yeah, you hear little things, but you get so used to it, it's just nothing. And she's sitting in the kitchen, and you hear nothing, and then all of a sudden, the kitchen fucking explodes in the greatest way possible, and she runs out of there, which we would all do. I would actually pee myself before I ran out of there.
Mhm.
And she does. And then the teapot that she's making starts to go off. And she does what every one of us would do in the situation, whether we want to admit it or not. Are you falling asleep? Wake the fuck up. She actually hears the teapot going off, and for a moment, you are going to sit in that other room, and you are going to justify to yourself why that happened. I think this takes place in California. Maybe you say earthquake or whatever. But she runs in, and she turns the teapot off. And then she runs back out. But you would do that. You would justify it to yourself in some way, shape, form, or other as that was normal because of whatever the hell, because it can't be what I want it to be. The second one scene that involves the kitchen is great, as it's on the oscillating camera.
Right.
And it goes, and all of a sudden it cuts back to the kitchen, and there is, like, I don't care who you are, you look at that and go, there is something different about that kitchen right now. And you try to figure it out, and then when it comes, it's like, that was the most obvious thing in the world, but it was done very, very well. And of course the girl's like, ah.
You ever get that email from somebody and it says, stare at this nose or stare at this person's eyes
Oh,
or
and then
something.
somebody jumps out and
Goes,
goes,
ah!
Yeah.
That's what this movie does. It does it very well.
The second one or the first?
All of them.
Oh, okay.
It does it very well. It does it very well. I'm not trying to knock it. It lulls you. You know something's going to happen, and it lulls you. And the silence is a good point. Very good point. Because, in most horror movies, the killer's around because the music starts, But in this movie, it lulls you. You're kind of like, okay, and all of a sudden, bam, in your face. And so you will jump.
Mm-hmm.
You will jump. So, I'll give it that.
Now, the third one takes place as a complete prequel.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
They're like 10 years old.
Right.
Or something in this, or the sisters are very, very young. And this is where Toby is actually introduced. In the third one, and you start to find out, of course, a continuing theme throughout all of them is the witches, because the witches are bitches. No, you find that out throughout them, and in this one you start to see more of a coven, you start to see what happens with their children, and it kind of starts setting up what happened. And I personally think, I think they're gunning for 6 on this total.
God.
5, actually, I looked it up, 5 should be coming out, it's October. They do this once a year. I hope it.
I thought they killed it after 4.
No. I think it was slated for 6. They keep making money.
Well, yeah. It probably doesn't cost.
As long as you make money, they're going to keep making them, which is how the Fast and the Furious came about. No,
sure.
Yeah, yeah. You don't need plots. You just need fast cars to go vroom vroom. No, I want to say it's a prequel, and it's the setup to all of it. I don't watch it first. It's not like some of those movies where you can actually watch it before the other ones.
Right.
But I think they get worse. There's sequels. It takes a good stab at it. It's a money grab, like Joe likes to say a lot. It's a money grab.
It is.
But it does kind of build the story, which I like.
Paranormal Activity 5 is supposed to come out October 24th of next year.
Oh, they're pushing it back.
They did take. I thought there was a pause or something.
I think that could be very interesting. Well, if they're taking the extra year, I actually kind of appreciate that.
Well, the thing of it is these movies don't necessarily have to get worse. It's just that it's the same shit. That's my
right.
The first one, I don't want to say it's sort of original. It still has that Blair Witch type of feel to it. But I do think it's way better done. Yeah. And the ending is more satisfying for sure.
The thing, though, is what's nice is they have, think of it like seasons of a television show. Even though there's different stories in each one, they have that arc that goes. And I think the Paranormal Activity movies do that very well. They follow this arc. Because at this point, honestly, I would say I've seen all 4. The only one I didn't see in theater was the first one. I'm emotionally invested. Like, I want to see how this ends. I like watching the whole after the credits thing. They all have that little 2-second blurb that kind of sets up the next one. I do. I want to see what goes. I need to know. And this is something you'll get with me a lot.
What's the 5th one? Go into the 4th one, because I didn't watch the 4th one. I gave up after the 3rd one.
The 4th one is... The 4th one, actually, I'll tell you what, the most satisfying moment of the 4th one is it's got an exceptionally interesting twist that, I'm one of those people who I nailed The Sixth Sense, half an hour in the movie. Yeah. I nailed The Usual Suspects in 15 minutes, and that's hard. I did not nail The Village because that was stupid. But I can get most of your twists. The only
Did you get Scream? I got Scream.
Yep, I know. We talked about that. The big twist that I never saw. I miss Saw. I miss Saw, and
I didn't get Saw.
good for Saw. But I can usually nail most twists coming in a movie. I didn't get Paranormal Activity 4. Like I liked it, but it was one of those things where it was like even I'm sitting in the theater going, oh shit, they got me, and that's kind of cool. So I do like that fact about it. It takes place after the second one because the third one took place before.
Prequel, right.
So yeah, it takes place after the
Wait,
second
now
one.
does it take place? Because the second one was sort of a prequel too, wasn't it?
Well,
But not-
yes, and yeah, it was. But remember,
So
it
is it
started before,
between-
but it ended after.
That's right.
Right. And
That's right,
very
it did.
closely after. What it does is actually it's following a different family, but the demon girl has moved in across the street,
Oh,
but then
okay, you
she's
told me that.
taken away on a mental hospital thing. Yada yada. There's a kid. Like the problem is you can't really describe it without ruining any of it.
Right.
And if you have any interest, in this movie, these movies, see them in order 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't have any interest in these movies, then I find it really, really strange that you're watching this YouTube or listening to this podcast because that just seems like you're wasting time. But no, I personally, I will say in my rating scale, I'm gonna give 3 to the first one, 3 stubbies to the first one. I'm gonna give 2.5 to the second one. I'm gonna give 2 to the third one. I'm gonna give 1.5 to the fourth. Honestly,
I would give.
I'm gonna throw my beer at you. By the way, if you
I would
fall
give
asleep.
1.5 to the first one and 1 to the rest of them. The other two that I saw.
You haven't seen the fourth.
I haven't seen the fourth.
Okay, that's a little
Which
harsh.
I'm gonna guess that it'd be a 1 stubby.
Okay.
Yeah, you can twist my arm into a 2 stubby for the first one, just on the
While you're in there,
on
sweetie.
somewhat originality.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll tell you what, and I do want to throw this out. If we get up to enough likes, folks, John, I've been talking about this a lot. I don't want the one you dropped.
Switch
I
to that.
really do want to do a call-in show where you can holler at us if you think we missed something. If you think we missed something, go ahead and let us know. So if you don't agree with any of these, let us know on our Facebook. If we can give some feedback, we'll definitely do that. We're going to use Senator Stubblefield's phone. I suggest calling that anytime you want. Once we get
Morning,
that number out,
day, or
2,
night.
3, 4 in the morning, he's probably drunk and jerking off. So feel free to do that and interrupt that because, otherwise if he answers the phone, he's just like, he might be getting laid. He might have just walked up a few stairs, whatever. All right, so please do check that out. I want to say thank you very much for checking out our Paranormal Activity and have a great night.